Thank you so much for staying with us. June 12, hashtag June 12 is what we are discussing right now right here on Channels Television's Sunday Politics. The essence of that day, 23 years on, when we remember the June 12, 1993 elections. What does it hold for Nigeria's democracy? Dr. Akingba is one of those who were in the trenches. They were a member of NADECO, and he's a Pro-Chancellor, Chairman, Governing Council of the Ondo State University of Science and Technology. But then, what we wonder, if you look at vividly, I was on the streets on one of those days after the elections, the June 12 election was annulled, and a lot of Nigerians took to the streets to protest the decision of the military government at that time. In the face of guns and the armored vehicles, some of the images that you will see on the screen, Nigerians stood for one thing at that time, that this was what they voted for. What kind of feeling does it give for Nigeria's democracy, the fight and the struggle Nigeria had? That was the first election since the 1983 coup.
The feeling was that this is an unjust system for people to go and register their choices at the ballot boxes, and for some group, very small minority group of Nigerians who held the power at the barrel of the gun to say, no, the people's wish cannot work. People were angry. Some of them lost their lives. There's
a huge legitimacy given to the voting and the exercise then, isn't it? The process had a lot of legitimacy, isn't it?
It was legitimate, they organized it, and they refused to accept the result because the result went contrary to what they expected. So really they were taking us for a ride. And since then, since then till now, they're taking Nigerians for a ride. We're not better than when Abiola was alive. Even when he died, we're even worse than when Abacha was there. We're going downhill.
Okay, let's talk about some of the issues that came back, some of the strange things that happened in that election. Bashir Tofa posed a very huge threat for Abiola, who was then somewhat an economist of some sort, a philanthropist that a lot of people know at that time, and he went to that election with a lot of popularity, came out of the election showing how popular he was. But then, very strangely in Nigeria's politics, a Muslim who went with Alhaji Kingibe into that election against Bashir Tofa, and one will be wondering, it perhaps will not have happened in Nigeria of today. What lesson can we learn from that collabo of Kingibe and MKO Abiola?
If we have a truly federal structure, if we have a decentralized governance, and the people of Nigeria have a constitution of their choice, it doesn't matter which religion or ethnic group you belong to. The constitution will make provision. Every constitution will produce the kind of leadership that can run it. The leadership we have now, and people are complaining about them, they are the products of the 1999 Constitution. The Constitution was foisted on Nigerians, not by Nigerians. And it's not for Nigerians. It's for the elites. Elite in the military and some elite in the civil populace. So people are not happy because things are getting worse by the day.
Let me quickly show you one thing that will probably strike a lot of Nigerians who have been following Nigeria's politics for a while now. If you remember, when Moshood Abiola was campaigning that time, he came up with his own manifesto. And let me quickly show you what his manifesto looks like. If for a moment we can show that on your screen right now. Okay, there you go. All of these things that you see right here on your screen are some of the things that were probably those things that are been there right from time, and issues of poverty, issues of revamping the Nigerian economy, issues of eradicating unemployment, wiping out poverty, revamping the economy, eradicating unemployment, end budget deficit, stabilizing naira value, for women in cabinet. It looks so much like a manifesto of a present day. 23 years on, is this so much that these issues are still here and now?
They are still here, and they will remain here for as long as we embrace a centralized system that is not workable. It has not worked for Nigeria, it's not working, and it will not work if you have a centralized system in a multi-ethnic, multicultural society that requires federalism.
But we operate federalism.
We do not. We say
we are a federal government.
We say we are
have a federal government, a federal system of government.
We say we have federal republic. We are neither federal nor republic. Are you not aware? Are you a republic?
We became a republic in 1963.
Really, with monarchs and all sorts of names, drawing money from the taxpayers' purse? You can have a republic in a monarchical system? You're joking. Federalism is decentralization. We have centralization. We are deceiving ourselves that we are federal republic. We are neither federal nor republic.
The constituent unit in Nigeria.
That is just a name. That's the lie we sell to ourselves and the rest of the world, that Nigeria is a federal republic. We're not federal. We are not a republic.
We have a president at the center, and we have leaders, governors in the 36 states of the federal.
That does not make it. They have all these in America. They're federal. We have them here, but they're not federal. The state government, they go to Abuja to collect their stipend.
Well, how best do you describe the system we operate in Nigeria?
We have a central system that is masquerading as federal.
There's nothing that looks like what we can describe our system of government.
There's no federalism here. There's centralism.
In the science of politics, there is nothing that this looks like. We operate right now.
It is a central. It is not even looking like. It is a centralized government. It's not decentralized. It's not federal.
So how do we?
We're lying to ourselves.
How do we get out of this quagmire?
You have to go to the people to make a constitution that will be suitable for their diversity.
But we have the National Assembly. How possible can that be? Can the National Assembly make...
They are product of the warped thing. The current 1999 Constitution produced those people. And they were answerable to the Constitution that produced them. But if the people's Constitution is there, the kind of people it will produce will be mostly different from the ones we have now.
How do we then produce a people's Constitution?
We did one in 2014, the National Confab. And they made about 600 recommendations for a new constitution of the people to go through to the referendum for the people to decide whether they like it or not. But the current administration, they say, they put it in the archive. It's a waste of money. And I say, okay, let us go cascading down the line.
But shouldn't the past administration have somewhat implemented that? Because it was the idea of the last administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan. Wouldn't that have been a great idea if that administration had implemented that report?
At the time the report was ready in August 2014, there was not enough time before the general election. And so if I was accused variously that it was trying to manipulate the conference for electoral purposes. So when the thing came, the elections were with us, so I had to wait. And some of us had the view that we should postpone the election. It will produce monstrosity as we now have it. And that let's have the people's constitution, but that himself should not take part in the election. If we have a people's constitution, that we should prolong the thing. They say, no, let's have the election. The 1999 constitution will solve our problem. Here we are. Our problems are multiplied.
I remember vividly that we had a huge legal conundrum at that time about the implementation. It looked so much like it didn't come clear to us how that report was going to manifest in the end.
It was quite clear that
legally,
when
the existence of a national assembly.
interest, you bypass them. They're product of a bad system, and they're giving you bad products all the time. You see what is happening between Senate and the executive, or the National Assembly and the executive now? Is that what's supposed to happen in a democracy? No, we had done a report that should go to the people through a referendum. At least we can conduct a referendum. We have conducted the Abiola election free and fairest, as they call it. But at least we can conduct a referendum as to whether the people want the constitution the way we recommended or not. And we will go by the result. It will not be imposed by a secret cabal put together by some military juntas in their own image.
We have a series of issues confronting the nation. Just like you heard Professor Ben Uwabweze say there. He's an 85-year-old man.
Correct.
Who says he's been holding a hope for Nigeria to be a better Nigeria as long as he can remember. But now he's still hoping that Nigeria will be better one day. But again, he's advocated for the restructuring of Nigeria. Again.
I know him very well. He's advocating for decentralization, which we call restructuring. All of us are hopeful. Hope is the basis of life. If you are not hopeful, you commit suicide. You always think tomorrow will be better than today.
Do you see the government of the day, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, implementing the 2014 budget? Do they really have the political will of doing that?
They seem not to. He has said that it was a waste of time, and he was going to archive it. I said, good luck. Not good luck, Jonathan, but good luck to him. And he will not get on. He's beginning to see the signs of weakness in the system. In fact, Jonathan resisted it until the midway through the last election, that he accepted that he would go for it, because it was demonstrated to him beyond reasonable doubt that unless and until you decentralize Nigeria, you restructure Nigeria, you're not going to move forward.
We have the Niger Delta Avengers, crippling Nigeria's economy. The restructuring, will it solve the solution?
Of course.
I mean, will it be a solution?
Of course. It's not only the Niger Delta problem, or the Southeast, or the OPC in the Southwest, or the Boko Haram. All of these things are symptoms of a system that cannot work. We were never like this until the military hijacked power in 1966.
So the military is the cause of our troubles. Are you saying that?
They are.
Really?
They remain so. Buhari is a military man. Obasanjo is a military man. Babangida is a military man. They wear agbada and deceive us that they are civilians. You can take the military, you can take the soldier out of the military, but you can't take the military out of the soldier. It's in their mind. They grow up like that.
Is it the personalities or the military system?
It's the system that produces the personality. It rolls into one. The personality, the system, mixed together. That's the way they think.
So the military are to be blamed for Nigeria's woes?
They are, because they control the sinews of power. They control the resources. You think the market
Currently, they still control the resources?
Are you not under a military constitution? The 1999 constitution is not made by Nigerian people, it's made by the military and handed over to us. That this is as if we are their boys, go and do this as it is and behave yourself. Until we have a constitution made by the Nigerian people, you are going to have problems as we have. More problems.
How soon do you think President Muhammadu Buhari should act in restructuring?
He should do it right now. It will help him. And he will leave a very lasting legacy in his favor. History will praise him. But the way he's going, I'm almost so sure that he won't do it until something cataclysmic, something great disaster happens. He's made up his mind. We know them.
Anti-corruption will not work.
The Constitution is the mother and father of corruption. It will produce other corruption.
Dr. Amos Akingba, a former NADECO leader and the Pro-Chancellor Chairman, Governor Council of Ondo State University of Technology, Science and Technology, talking to us about June 12th anniversary and restructuring in Nigeria. Many thanks for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
Well, up next on the program.
Those against it say nay. The nays have it.
Those against say no. The ayes have it.
We'll take a moment, and when we return on the program, we'll look at the 8th National Assembly and what they've done in the past year. That's our focus next. Join us again.